Hi everyone, my name is Owen Ali and today I'm going to talk about the background of our presentation as well as I'll discuss on ethics. So let's begin with background. We decided to create a website for first year students just because we know as a student when we were in first year what sort of challenges a first year student can have and how to address them. For example, it's hard for a new student to find the classes or buildings. So what we're doing here is to introduce a very useful app known as Lost Campus to first year students. So they can use this app and they can locate their classes or buildings. We're also going to introduce Blackboard Essential to first year students, although they will know about this in the class in first week. But what we're trying to do here is to introduce it even ahead of their classes so they know what is Blackboard and how important is it for them, because it is the only tool that you're going to use throughout your studies, and every student is pretty much dependent on Blackboard. We're also going to discuss about the success plan. There is a success plan which allow students to talk about the difficulties with some key sport that UN provide. It is a really useful thing for the students, and this is not just for the first year student but for everyone. But what we're trying to do here, if you having any sort of ups and down in your studies, you should connect to those services at UN. First year handbook is really important, although it's a massive information, but what we are doing here is to take the most important um, and useful information, although everything is useful in first year handbook. But what is the key point that everyone should know in their first couple of weeks at uni? We are taking them out and putting them on our website, which will be really useful for first year students. Ethics and design. Every design decision is a decision made on behalf of our user as the creator of design experiences used by people all over the world. It is our responsibility to think carefully about not just how we do something at a technical level, or what goals are we trying to achieve for ourselves or for our clients, but why we do it and how our decision impact the person on the other end of the conversation. With every decision, we have shared opportunity and responsibility to think about the ethics of web design, not just a high flying ideal about doing no harm or doing the right thing, but as a fundamental part of everyday process. We we have talk about some ethical issue that we should address. Some of them you can see on this slide. Identity issue is a massive issue. Privacy issue is a big issue. Security issue is a big issue. So how to address them? You know, the first ethical issue might be in terms of trustworthiness, which is why people share their information with you. How can they trust you? So there is a possibility that they might hesitate in exchanging their information with us. Due to this, it would be challenging for my team members and I to help them out with the website. Secondly, it is expected that student would also care about the privacy as well as security of their information. That is, whether the software or website is accessible by anyone else except them or not, is also likely hinder their willingness to try the website. Um, However, we came up with some of the approaches to deal with ethical issues that prominent in the case of the first year adversary tool. The concerned new students are more likely to share personal information without any reservation. So it is the duty of our group members to ensure their confidentiality and personal data parameter are addressed effectively and securely. The website is a mere interaction with the concerned new students. However, the group will ensure that only the first year student enrolled in the particular year are able to access the tool rather than anyone else. The minors are more likely to be avoided to indulge with the software. The reason is that the overall tool will be end-to-end encrypted. The new student will be asked to enter the relevant information to log in, and they will be sent a code on their phone or in their email that they can use to enter into their login account. It will be end-to-end encrypted as well, and the personal information will not disclose to anyone. And we also decided that on preserving the security of the tool by making it accessible to one of the group members only. In the present case, Dipesh Pulami will be the responsible for managing the tool, which means there are less chances that the personal information can go out. Even in our group, we will not allow to dig into anyone's account. Thank you so much.
So, as we can see, some first year students may have trouble finding information about university that they may need to know in before their first year or before their first day. So, what we plan to do is make a website that will detail it in a different kind of way that is easier for them to understand. And we don't want to spit all this information out at the student for them to just go and read this ginormous web page with all the information going from top to bottom about all of university. No, that's not what we want to do. We want to. So how we're going to guide the student through the website is we're going to start off with the simple stuff first, and then get to the more advanced stuff near the end. Because we don't want to drop all this advanced stuff off on top of them straight away, because they won't understand. They don't know what these things are as of right now. They will eventually as they go through the website, but it's something that you need to build up to rather than tell them straight away, because they won't fully grasp the concept. So we want to start off with some simple stuff. So for example, travel. How do you get to uni? You can walk, you can drive, you can ride your bike, you can take a train, take a bus, get an Uber. There are so many different ways of getting to university, and we want to give them a little bit of an insight on how it would work day to day. So going off the example of cars, obviously when you drive a car to uni, you need to find a car park, and then you need to pay for a ticket, or unless you've paid for the university parking thing for the year. So we want to detail that information in bite-sized amounts. We don't want to flood them with all this information like, oh, these are all the parking bays. Northwest, when you come in the uni, there's a parking bay with X amount of parks. No, we don't want to. We don't want to flood them with that. We want to give them more of an insight of how they would get a park, how easy it is to get a park, all that stuff. So going more in depth on that example, we would say something like it's a bit hard to get a park during the start to the later end of the university day, and that's in between 9 and 5:30. Obviously, if a student was to drive up midday, there's not going to be many parks. And this is like talking about experience. Obviously, I've been there. My group members have been there. We've all tried to park at uni one stage. We suggest showing up early, arriving on the hour, or like near the later end of uni. Obviously, not the later end of your class, because we don't want first year students to start missing out on their classes because we've told them to. We're just giving more of an insight on what we would personally do because we've already been through this process, or we're going through this process. We have experience. So obviously arriving on the hour, that's when students usually finish their classes. Some students may go home, so that means some parks will start to open up. Getting there early was when everybody starts to arrive, so there may be open parks for that. And showing up near the later end of uni. So say a student has a 6 o'clock class, you want to show up around about 5:30. Depends if you want to pay for parking or not. I would personally show up around about 5:30, but leave early from my home, so I show up at uni at 5:30, rather than leave home at 5:30, show up at uni 5:55, 5 minutes before my class, so I gotta rush there. We want to detail that in our in the depth of the topic of travel. That's just an example, though. We do want to reference this information if students want a more informational side of things. So, on the example coming up, we've linked to a website, which is just the interactive map. We said something along the lines of, be sure you know where you're coming in from, and these are the parks closest to you. And the university interactive map is good, and we don't need to port that over because it's already on the website, but we're directly pinning them to where they need to go on the website. So that's what I mean by referencing. We're not stealing the idea of the interactive map. We're not copying it. We're just directly linking them to them, so they have a tool to use, and they know this tool straight away, and then they can use that in their future weeks. They can use that in their future years. So we want to show them tools on the university website that they can use, and obviously that comes down to also, that comes down to website usage. So as we can see here, we can see a demo of how we plan to really put the information on the website. So as we can see here, it's glaringly obvious that some information is color-coded. This, we found that it's an easier way to get across information about a certain thing. So to fill you in, we've made an essentials page. This is kind of like a last minute, I'm starting uni tomorrow kind of thing for first year students. It gives them a basic overview of most of the things at university. Obviously, it's not going to go into detail because it's a last minute check. We don't want to tell them about, we're not going to share about adverse circumstances, because getting this information in an essentials page will end up being an amount that the page will go on forever, because that comes down to guiding the student through the website. Obviously, it's not that we're not going to put it on the website. We absolutely are. That is a very important thing in university. But we can't put it on the essentials page, or in this example for the essentials page, because it's a last minute thing. And then if students do read this essentials page and need a more in-depth kind of thing, we do have the related topics up the top left here. What we plan to do with the related topics is have the information of, say, for example, here we have the loss of campus app. We can have a related topic on what apps you need. So say the related topic could be named apps you need for uni. they can press on that, and then we will share more in-depth information about what the app does, what other apps you may want to download from the iOS or Android store, how it helps us through university, what we do, what we use it for, giving some of our experience, so first year students can also kind of follow that information and use them properly. Another example that related topics could be is you could have parking, travel. Just going off this example here, um, just going off the example here, the other related topics could be parking, travel, Blackboard. The website usage could also be put into a separate topic, and supplies. As they go through those, the related topics will update when they go to the next page. It'll slowly it'll slowly move them into the more advanced stuff at university, like adverse circumstances, getting help from your lecturer after you've handed in an assessment, like what you did wrong and all that. Um, these things that first year students need to know, because it'll help them a lot in their first year.
Hi everyone, I'm Dipesh Gulami. I'm here to brief you about the aims of our web application first year advisory tool. Okay, the aim of our website is to be the get-go tool for newly admitted students at the University of Newcastle. That means we want to be the bridging medium between the university and the first year students about being the information tool. So as we know, the university website have a lot of information required for every student, but it is not tailored in such a way that the students can easily get that information. So our web application aims to provide information especially tailored for first year students, the students that are just admitted to the university, by means of simple UI, and provide a better user experience than the university's website. We know that our website is a information based website, but by use of animated videos, demos, and blogs, we try to provide a better user experience through our website for newly admitted students. Okay, we aim to be provide information on roadmap for the courses and semesters. For example, we will have diagrams like this over the website on showing students how the life cycle of students when they admitted at the University of Newcastle goes on. They first they get admitted, then after they have to enroll on their desired course. After that they have to select suitable timetable for themselves, and then after that view their courses on the blackboard, and then after that find lecture location, attend orientation, and after that they have to attend lectures, then have to complete assignments during the course duration, and finish examination in order to complete a semester. So, and also it is very important at University of Newcastle, the university uses a lot of tools to provide students their facility, get them connected. So we can say that university uses tools to reach and teach the students around the university, and it is very important to know how to use university tools. And as a students who just got admitted, it is very hard to learn every tools. Therefore our website provides tutorials about how to use the university tools. We have tools like Blackboard, my UN app, Zoom. Now Zoom has been used a lot due to COVID. So our website would provide videos on how to use Blackboard and how to use my UN app through screencast of the application, and teach how to use Zoom in order to be fully competent to use these devices and application. The website the website would provide information on how to overcome shortcomings and potential threats generally seen in the first year by providing helpful information on how to prepare for assignment and examination. Also, it is no use if our website cannot connect with the students. So by means of blogs, we would connect with the students and share our own stories on how we overcome our shortcomings when we first came into the university. Okay, these are our aims we try to fulfill through our website. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Dongyang Xie. So the 3 point mentioned by Amy, our web page mainly needs to help new students through the following aspects. The first one, teaching new students how to use the Blackboard. The second one, show the location of the classroom in campus and the relation and the information. The third one, other services that can help new students. In order to reach those points, our teams must complete the collections of the basic website, the produce of the guided video for new students, the color and the embedding of the map functions in the website, and some simple question functions. In order to reach those 3 points, our team must complete the construction of the basic website, the production of the grading videos for new students, and some map functions in the website, and some simple question functions. For the construction and the design of the website page, there must be a website engineer and designers in the team responsible for building the website, writing code, and the most basic website page at designers. The software that needs to be used include the Google Web Design, Adobe Dreamweaver, and Adobe Photoshop, and so on software. In this part of the new student get videos, the group needs personal video produced to complete. In order to collection of some video materials needed for the guidance of new students, video producers also need to master software such as Adobe Premiere, Adobe AE, and Adobe Photoshop. In terms of making map functions in web pages and questions, the team need to an engineer who is familiar with the software development and programming language, some like C++ code, Unity, and so on. In fact, all the skills by our project team can be learned through self-study. But due to the relationship between student time and some other questions, self-study often take a lot of time. And I'm also the video producer for our project team. Next, I will show you my demo video.
The group had draw two layout of website and choose which one to use. One was whole and end up being at 50-50. But the group has to choose one to use. So at last layout 2 was chosen to use. According to the layout, an essential website page was made. The website page meets most of the requirements of AIMS. First, as we can see, the UI is not complex. The website could be accessed without sign up. Frequent problems that a first-year student face are listed here. This satisfies good user experience. The information is in an easy way for students to understand. Different topics of information are filled in different colors of boxes, which are clear to read. The links to detailed information are used with different colors from normal text. Normal text is black, and the links like here, the example is orange. Text description is very concise. There's no unnecessary text description. And a web page with frequently question and answer is created. That a web page with frequently answered question is created that includes general queries faced by first-year students. In our initial plan, there was a chatbot, but now chatbot is removed and it covers most of the information here. And there is also a block link created. There was some requirements of the aims that hasn't been reached. Roadmap of courses is not finished yet. The video maker of the group is still working using software like AEM Premium. But right now, the guiding page has been made. Screencasts of teaching students to use online tools are also not finished yet. But right now, the beginning of video demo is made. So to sum up the result, 4 of the 6 aims have been reached. The reason of the 2 aims that hasn't been reached is because of the video making. The limitation is that the time for the group is not enough due to the relationship between study time and proficiency in software use.